This is one of my favorite movies to watch in October. Let's do it. The House's October Bill opens up with this woman being thrown in a trunk and driven somewhere, and we're gonna later learn that this is Brandy. But a few days before that, we see this group of friends meeting up, and they're in Ohio, and they're gonna take a road trip across the country to find America's scariest haunted houses. So their whole plan is they're gonna visit a bunch of different haunts, they're gonna interview some scare actors and managers, and they wanna record their experiences in the haunts. So we have Brandy, Zach, Mikey, Jeff, and Bobby. So they get in their RV and they set out for their trip. They go to all these haunted houses. Now, as they're interviewing people, they're finding some like disturbing information, including that most of them don't do background checks on their scare actors. And they also hear these news stories about how, like, one haunt hired a schmex offender as a scare actor. Another one hired a kid who was severely disturbed to the point where one night he went home and killed his whole family. And some of the actors talk about how they've heard that some places use real body parts as props, and the extreme lengths that some haunts will go to scare their guests. So Zach hears about this haunt called the Blue Skeleton, and it's said to be this extreme haunt, and its location moves every year. So their goal is now to track down this hidden, secretive scare. In one haunt, they see this really creepy doll face looking girl. And later on, miles away from that haunt, they see this same girl in front of a broken down car. Mikey tries to help her, but she like enters the RV and just starts screaming and then runs away. At another haunt, Mikey really pisses off this clown by filming when he's not supposed to, and they almost get in a fight. And as they continue to travel to other haunts miles away, they see that they are being followed by this clown. They get to this other haunt where one of them goes to pee in the woods where they're attacked and chased by this person in a bunny costume. So this person is wearing this bloody bunny costume and carrying an axe, and right before he goes to swing, he starts laughing and runs away. So the rest of the group is getting kind of uneasy with all this shit that's happening, but Zach is continuing to try and find the Blue Skeleton. And at this same haunt with the bunny, he runs into these two scare actors that tell him that the Blue Skeleton is in Louisiana this year. So they set out for Louisiana, and Zach gets this email from a forum that tells him to go to this specific bar and ask for Giggles. So they go to this bar, and it turns out it's just a bar for scare actors who are super fucking weird towards the group. A few of them like corner Brandy in the bathroom. And later that night, we see somebody break into their RV and film them while they sleep. So the next morning, Bobby and Zach find this video of them sleeping uploaded to this haunted house forum where he found the Blue Skeleton information, and they decide to hide it from the rest of the group. They don't want to tell anybody to freak them out. But the group then finds a cow heart in the refrigerator, so this freaks everybody out anyway, and they don't want to continue. Another night after they leave that bar, they turn on the lights of their RV in the middle of the night to find it is completely surrounded by scare actors. Somebody cuts the lights out, and when they turn back on, all the actors are gone. But the next morning, the group finds this pumpkin, and inside of it is this invitation to where to meet to find the Blue Skeleton. They also find that there are 5 blue skeleton masks for each one of them to wear. So they put on their masks and they go that night, and they end up at this Halloween festival on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Jeff follows who he thinks is one of the others into this alleyway when they get separated, but instead he's confronted by some familiar faces. So like Dollface is there, the clown, and the bunny that had attacked him earlier. So they attack Jeff and they drag him off. The rest of the group tries to find him, but when they call him, it goes to a voicemail saying, if you want to find Jeff, come to this intersection. So they go to this location, and as they're driving down this dirt road, a school bus approaches them from the opposite way. And Zach gets a text saying, if you guys don't get out of the RV and come to the bus, Jeff will die. So they get out of the RV and are promptly attacked by these scare actors who put hoods over their heads and tie their hands behind their backs. And they put them on this bus and drive them off. So everybody's panicking, and Zach is the one trying to be like, it's part of the experience. We're not going to get hurt. Everybody relax. And the 4 men are dropped off at one location while Brandy is then taken to another. So the group is all brought to this house where they are given cameras and told to film everything they see and walk through. And we just see the whole group completely separated, being terrorized separately by these scare actors, until eventually they are all knocked out and put in coffins. Brandy wakes up in this trunk being taken to another location, which is the first shot that we had seen in the movie. And it turns out she is put into a wooden coffin and buried alive. And we see the other 3 guys in coffins as well, struggling to get out, and the movie ends.